Go back to your game.
Okay. What?
Okay. How you doing, guys? I wanted to show you the. I want to make the dashboard out of some of those cans. I sanded the back. That way, the adhesive will stick. It'll be probably that 2-part epoxy that works really well. That's in the syringe. Is what I wanted to do is I wanted to make the bead rolls. So I had to make myself a little mini bead roller. I first of all did one out of brass, and then I drilled it to 1/4 inch for that to work, but it was going to be too floppy because it wasn't the square drive. So I used a socket, and then I milled that down on my lathe to make a nice bead. Then I wanted to see how this was going to turn out, and I figured I have a lot of aluminum, so if it doesn't turn out, I can keep doing more, because I wanted a bead roller. I wanted something with a gear, so I thought, well, how am I going to do that with meshing gears? And when a 1/4 inch drive has the gear already, so I don't even have to make that part. But I do have to try to make. Okay, I do pinch myself with the wedding ring on. I do pinch myself with that. So I'll try it without it on. Let's see if I can move it just a little bit. Perfect. I want to do another one next to it. Okay, that's looking really good. Then I want to make 2 of them down the front where the instruments are going to go. This is before I bend it over, because I'm going to have to make myself an apron break. There we are. It's not real bad, I don't think. So that cat's going to attack the other. Now it's attacking my female cat, Zoe. Squirbles just being squirbles, I'm afraid. We just had them fixed about a month ago. I think we can be better than that. Let's try that again. I'm hoping that this is getting in the shot. I think it is. This time I'll put the ratchet in it first. Yeah, you don't know until you try. So I figured I'd give it a shot. I used to have the real bead roller, real nice one it was from Harbor Freight. It had a big steel plate. And you put it in your vise, in your bench vise, and you can roll out any kind of beads you wanted. So I knew I needed some kind of a gear. Oh, you know what? It's a little too aggressive there. I don't know if you can see it, but it ripped through. So I was pressing too hard on that one. Let's try that again. I may not be able to get it right. I may have to have no bead in it whatsoever, but I want to give it a shot. Yep. A lump of something under there. They keep clawing the edge of my bench and shredding it, so I keep putting hot glue in there to glue it all back together. It was from my 1973 camper me and Tammy lived in for a year, 2013. That was the year her dad passed away, and we were there and taking care of him. So it ended up being a godsend that we were even there at the time. Let's try that. You know, that's a lot better. I gotta kind of iron this out though. And then I gotta fold it and bend it. But I think I can live with that one. The other two, I'll throw them out. There we go, right in the garbage can. Oh yeah, see, I like that. Now I have to try to make myself an apron break, which will be like that, I think. I like to flatten it out first if I can. And then I think I need a nice big clamp. Okay, let's see, that's got to go like that, and then yeah, I'm gonna need to measure this too somewhere along the line. Okay, what have we got? We got 1/2 inch. Yep, 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch by 2. That's 1/2, and then another 1/8 after a 1/2. There we go. We need some air movement in here. It's only like 100 degrees. I'll put this back on. Tammy will not like that if that's off. Yeah, but I tried this earlier, and pulling down on this with the wedding ring, it would pinch the snots out of that finger. So that wasn't going to work. Okay, 1/8. An 1/8 after. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5/8. 5/8. 2 and 5/8. I'm gonna write all this fun stuff down. Hanging out in the rat's den, middle of the night, ain't got nothing else to do, so that's where I'm at. Okay. Two and 5/8 by 1/2 inch. Go. Throw this back over here. I don't need that in the way. Okay, guys. Now, I should probably make a mark. Probably make a mark. Okay, 2 and 5/8 wide by 1/2 inch. Okay, trim this first. I got a kind of a snabbler bite right there, so we don't want a snabbler bite in it. Nope. Want a snabbler bite taken out of it? No, I do not. Oh, here we go. There. Throw that away before I step on it, because you know it's going to end up in the floor and the carpeting, and I'm going to end up stepping on it. So there's that. Now, go half inch marker. Right. Jeepers. Where's that third arm I ordered? Amazon should be bringing it any time now. Oh, you know what? I can trim that down a little bit more. I'm going to do that. And this marker has a tendency to dry out. I've used it, put wheels on here, and then I painted them. So I've had that marker a very long time. And it has a tendency, if I leave the cap off even for a minute, it has a tendency to dry out rather quickly. Put that in the garbage can. There it is. Put it in the garbage can. Okay. Try this again. Measure up half inch. And then we'll try this out. I think I'd take some lacquer thinner to it when I'm done and get rid of the mark, maker's mark. Okay. And then to go down from there, I would have to think yeah, I can see these are not straight enough. They're in straight lines, but they're at an angle, because everything I do is at an angle. That's great. That natural arc I have. That's awesome. Let's see, it ain't gonna work that way anyway. It's gotta be face down where my marks are. All right. You can see me and tape measure do not get along all that well. Not really that much. Mark this all I want back here. No one will ever see that. I figured I'd give this a shot. A nice bead roller and I may do that over and over again until I get it right. I've got a lot more tin can. Got a lot more tin can tries. Make an apron break. I used to work in a metal fabrication shop at Deersen, making snow plows and truck dump boxes for tandem trucks, and also for semis, the full size box. I also was a construction worker where I made roads with Lacey County asphalt. I worked around all that when I was 18 years old. When I was 18 years old, for some reason they had me hidden from the owner of the place, the big boss. They had me hidden from him till I turned 19. They had me hidden at one of the asphalt plants. I was the guy who had to have this big grain shovel, a big, huge scoop deal. And I had to work underneath the conveyor belt and keep throwing the sand and the little rocks that pile up underneath the conveyor belt, throw them back up on top. I was a skinny little 18, 19-year-old. And yeah, that was quite a job to throw that up on top. Big burly guys were having a hard time with it. So I was definitely having a hard time with that. But then when I turned 19, then they put me out on the road. There we go. Nice little apron break. Looks like there's still a bow, but I don't think it's going to matter all that much. And I got to get rid of these marks. These not very good permanent marker for sure. Kind of iron it out with my fingers. Okay, guys, I'm going to turn you a little bit this way. This is the model that's on the 500 subs giveaway Friday in a week. Friday of next week. Let's see, I might as well keep the ruler out there. Okay, now that's the top. Just kind of running my finger along the back side, maybe to iron it out a little more. I might have put a crease in it. Yeah, I think a crease will show character. You know what I forgot to do is I forgot to stamp out my instruments. I should probably do that with a center punch, with a maybe a drift punch. I have to try to figure out something to lay it on. For that, probably a little. That might work, but that won't have any give to it. This is a piece of pearl white that make pistol grip handles out of. Here's another one here. Then I like to cut them down the center and then mirror themselves like that on them. But they work great for the adhesive. They work great with my adhesive 180. That way I can have a nice flat sanding block. And that's what I use them for until I use them for handles. Yeah, so that works out really good that way. All righty. I might want to have this a nicer crease. Or maybe not. But I do want to punch in some nice little recesses there. And I really thought I would have remembered to do that first. Get into the old trusty toolbox back there. I got to move a dozen things first because I'm in the smallest spot in the world in a closet. So there's that. That was the one I was thinking of for the speedometer. But I think it's going to have to be crisper than that. Maybe I run a file on it. Because I'd hate to leave that in there as an indentation. We'll see what else I got. Oh yeah, that one's far too big. Let's see, how many more do I used to have the whole set, but I don't have a. Yeah, that'll not work. That's a chisel. I had that whole set years and years and years ago. But every time I leave the apartment, all my snap-on tools get stolen. I wonder how that happens. I used to have the whole set of those snap-ons. I've got a chisel and I've got one drift punch of that set left. Awesome. That's my favorite. whatever they didn't take, they would just break and destroy it. My gloves, they'd only steal one. That's awesome. That's awesome. My nice leather gloves. Yep. Just take one. My other gloves, just take one of them. Okay, bring it back down here. And I have to try to think of something to lay this on. And we're just kind of hanging out with Rats tonight. See what kind of things he's up to in the old Rat's den. There we go. Yeah, Blue Point. My files. Yeah, I used to build cars from the ground up. Every part. Every single part, and then do all my own mechanic work. And then I'd custom paint them really wild when I was done. I have those on videos. If you guys ever want to see stuff like that. The Alien Mustang, the 73 convertible Mustang. It was supposed to be the last convertible that Ford was ever going to make, and it was supposed to be that car. That's how I got the car. But I didn't have to even run the VIN number or anything. I knew for sure that it was not the last convertible that Ford was to make, and the reason why is because it still had the houndstooth interior. And I happen to know that production ran out 2 months before the last convertible was made. So there's no way that it was the last convertible. The story was a dealership up in Chicago. The owner's wife wanted the very last Mustang convertible that was made. They sent it to her, and it was that green, avocado green. She hated it. So she sent it back, and she said, I want the second to the last. So then they sent her that one. But yeah, that had comfort weave interior, or the houndstooth comfort weave. And they ran out of that two months before the end of production, and instead of ordering more of that material, knowing they weren't going to make any more of them, the last dozen or so would have not had, would not have had comfort weave. And, houndstooth, I think, is General Motors. Comfort weave. Okay. So I need some kind of surface that's going to have a give to it, like a leather belt. A leather belt. Or a book, a magazine. What about a magazine? Oh, two. I was talking to Larry yesterday about these here. I had a stack of them, absolute stack. This is the only one I kept, and I threw all the other ones away. But that's that. I made a lot of those. Back in 2006. Let's see, make sure. There we go. Make sure the camera can see this stuff. All right, would have been nice to have a hammer too, so put it this way. I think you can see that maybe. I figure give this a shot. Now that'll look good with a decal in there. It would have been nice to use a hammer, but I got neighbors, and it is 3 in the morning? Yeah, it's not even 3 yet. It's 2. Oh, yeah. My clock is 2 minutes slow. So yeah, it'd be about 3 minutes after 3 in the morning. So I'm not going to be hitting anything with a hammer. I'm a considerate neighbor. Let's see. You know what? I can fit 2 of these on this side of that. On this side of that, yeah. I better leave that blank. Skip a spot. Old Rats is going to skip a spot. If I don't hurt myself with this thing. The second one, it's a little ovally. It's a little oogled out. Yeah, normally I would want to be a little bit more precise than this, but it didn't have a dashboard at all. Not real sure that this is a best idea, but it's the only idea I came up with. I laid there for hours in bed 2 nights ago. Last night. Not tonight, but last night. Laid there for hours thinking how I'm going to come up with my beads. I wanted a bead roller, a miniature. I wanted a miniature bead roller. And then now I got these. So now, cut it. And since that all goes downhill, a straight cut kind of amplifies the fact that it goes downhill. I love it. It shows character. I think everything I build shows character in some fashion. When I was younger and more aggressive, when I was younger and more ambitious, that's what we'll just call it that, I would have done this absolutely perfect. I've been a perfectionist, and to know that there's a certain amount of flaws that's going to be in everything, I've learned to just don't sweat the small stuff. There's a big stuff that's going to come along that's going to knock you on your can. Okay. Maybe a snip here and a snip there, and a couple of tra-la-las. We let the day away. Nobody wants to hear me sing, right, Tammy? I don't hear her. She must not be watching Rats Live. She must be playing a video game. I just hooked her up surround sound. Yeah, it's a thing. I just made her a Robbie version of surround sound. It's one of them $11 speakers is what I paid for. It's a speaker for your computer. Plugs into the back of your computer. It's got the little knob. It turns on, then you turn it up. I told her it's surround sound. She loves it. I took it from the bedroom and I hooked it up out there on her video game. Her daughter had got her a nice video game, Switch something. I don't know anything about video games. I stopped with the video games in 98. My then wife burned me out on it. She made me play Tomb Raider as she read the book. Oh, you got to jump here. You got to go over there. Got up in that corner. She absolutely ruined video games for me. So years and years of playing that. Played all the Tomb Raiders on PlayStation 1. And that, my friends, will destroy any want to want to play any video games. Better snip it here, a snip here, and a snip there. There we go. I'll try that on this side. I better have some nice decals that fit those indentations, or this is going to be a big flop. I don't mind it. If you don't try it, if you don't try, Oh, yeah. I got to go up higher. My cuts. I got to go way up in here. Yeah, if you don't try, how would I look? I have styrene. Come on, styrene. Ooh, moment. Nobody wants to hear me sing. Ever. Let's give that a shot. Let's see if we move this cat over this way. Let's see how this does. You get to see it before I do, I think. And then what I'll do is I'll glue some styrene in here to epoxy it too. And then voila. Have a nice dashboard. I know the steering column turned out way better than the dash. Should I get that round file? Where is that? Here you are. There, twist it, yeah. That way it's not so noisy for you guys. There we go. Yeah, it's starting to monkey it up a little bit. I don't want it to look all cheesed up, but boy. Wow. Snap right in place. Did I see that right? It snapped in place, guys. How is that possible? Well, it's a win if I ever seen it. Dang. Yeah, I got to get a couple. I know I got some decals here somewhere. Right here. Right here. And I know got speedometer ones in there. The right size for those indentations, that I don't think is going to happen. Snap down these. La, 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 la. Snip, snip here and a snip, snip there. And a couple of tra-la-las. Well, Timmy's not here to tell me not to sing, so there's no speedometers yet. Oh. That was from a NASCAR Thunderbird, I think. Yeah, I don't do NASCARs. They just seemed a little plain to me. This one doesn't fit that criteria for sure. No speedometers on those. I see some. No, I don't. Neat stuff though. Cool. Here's some flames left over from this NASCAR. Those are the flames I had to choose from. Those are the flames I had to choose from for here, for along here, and then along the back edge. Right there. I don't know how well the camera's going to pick that up, but I have the windows put in now. Absolutely flawless. There's not a flaw anywhere on any of it. Very, very cool. I don't know what has a glare or anything, so I kind of move it slow, but now I got a dash in. I just need some. That will work. Look at that. What do we got there? That will certainly work as one. And then I like to clip it on the end and then stick it in the water for a second, 20 seconds. And then I like to put it on a dealie. Just like that. Stick my finger in the water and put a drop on there. There, perfect. Okay. Looking for, oh, look at what we got there. Wow, guys. Scoresville. Stick all that in the water. Stick all of that one. I like to have a couple little indentations for the other ones, but I'm going to make do with what we got. Now, how much are the repairs? How much you got? No, I'm asking you how much the repairs are. And I'm asking you how much you got. What is the sheriff in here around this area? Think of your... Yeah. There we go. Good stuff. Good stuff. Like it. You wanted some speedometer stuff, you get some speedometer stuff. Always keep it in arm's reach. I got everything here in arm's reach. The water, I got everything. The fan. I got everything right here where I need it. I don't need one other thing. Oh, I need this. This paddle game in the remote control. And I don't need one other thing. Oh, I need this. Okay, I gotta get my solutions. See solution, and this is what I brush over the top, which is the blue one of these. I just put in my glass bottle so it lasts longer. Because I end up spilling this. I know it says what, $3 or whatever on it. I don't know. It had a price tag on it, but like I told my buddy, I said I had to spend $14 to get it years and years ago when $14 was a big deal. 20, 25 years, 30 years ago. I don't know, but I was down to about half a bottle. And when I'm working on decals, I keep the lid off. So sure enough, I knocked it over. And then it was gone. Then I didn't have any anymore. This one. This one to pry it out because it snapped in. Honest to Pete, guys. Wow. That is really on there. That is on its steering column and nut coming off. There we go. Oh my good night. Get some of this on there quick. La la la. Need a little brush. Yeah, just hanging out, making a dashboard for the. Just gotta do it. Jolly good fun. There we are. I'll lay that down right there because I'll need it again in a minute. Oh, I like that. The pinky about knocked that one over. Yeah, you don't even got to be drunk, guys, and knock that stuff over. And then it's gone. Yeah. Sound like that's happened to me once or twice. What do we got right there? Good grief. Good grief. Oh, bump it. Oh. She's saying something out there. What are you saying, Biscuits? Try to straighten this up. Straighten up. The second I put this stuff on something, it's glued down permanently. So I'm lucky that I was able to move that one around a little bit. There. Perfect. Way better than not having a dash. Not having a dash is nowhere near as fun as that sounds. But about her here, the her there. Oh boy. Yeah, she was saying something a minute ago. She was saying something a minute ago, I'm sure. You can't fix this car, Spicoli. My dad's a TV repairman. I can fix it. It's got an awesome set of tools. You can't fix this car, Spicoli. I can fix it. Let me see here. La la. I would like to have a little, well, you know what? I still got to put my stuff down. Oh, la 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 la. Where? Oh, I'm looking right at it. I'm like, what is it I need? I have a photographic memory, guys. If it truly gets in there, if I see it or hear it and it gets in, there is no getting it out. You can drink a ton and never forget. So there's that. Try this again. Wow, they're sliding around a lot. Get in. Get on there. Oh, for Pete's sake. How come it moves so freely till you try to move it? It's like literally running off the page. And I go to touch it and scratch on it and everything. And it will, now I'm ruining it. Okay, revamp, reboot. Get underneath of it. Yeah. Dang it, boy. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh yeah, until you try to move it. Boot that one up over that way. Very nice. Very nice. Well, now they're moving around again. That's not good. I gotta hit them with that other solve set stuff. Get over here. Ding, ding, ding. Get over here. Ding, ding, ding. Better not make any sounds like that. You'll get a copyright strike, and then they take the video. Isn't that entertaining? You do that, and then you leave that on there, I guess. That's how that works. So there's that. Move this out of the way. Move the catalog out of the way. I don't need that. Don't need any of those things. And I don't need that. Okay. So here we are. Don't move around. There, snapped right in, and it is exactly the size. And I can't believe that. That might be a skosh too far. It fit perfect a minute ago, I'm sure. Oh, that's a nice sliver. Where'd that go? No. Well, I'm going to step on that. That's all there is to it. And that's all there is to it. Then we're done. Voila, guys. That looks, to me, that looks better than no dash. I'm thinking it does anyway. I could be wrong. I probably am. Okay, get that off there. Stick that on. For now, we'll take a look at it. This pops on and off so easy. I heard the dash. Maybe it's not going to be so easy anymore. Maybe. Maybe. Come on. Where are you at? Oh, that's where it's sticking out in the back. Well, come on. You wanted to go out there. For Pete's sake. Mm-hmm. Get in there. Can you hear the body creaking? Hear the body creaking. Nobody wants to hear me sing, right, Tammy? There. It goes in that way. It goes in that way. It's cat hair. That doesn't look like it's down right, does it? Well, it is. It's right. Is there supposed to be that big a gap? Well, I guess so. It's making all sorts of noises. Is it supposed to have? Is NASCAR supposed to have a gap like that in there? No. Well, what have I done wrong? It's going in there and then it's popping right back out. I'm gonna break something. Oh, can I? There, that's. Wow. Okay. There it is inside there, guys. Let's hope for the best. Let's hope you can see it. We can wish in one hand. We can hope in the other. There it is. Okay. Move all this trash out of the way. I don't want any of that in there. Get out. Get. Move. Move. Get. Now, put it on a rotisserie. And let's see what you think about that. There we go. This, and this, and that, and this, and that. Move that scissors out of there. No. Then there's cat hair on it. Oh no, cat hair got there. Oh, static clean. There it is. And then the steering wheel, I want to make myself like a detachable steering wheel, and I'm thinking glue it to the dash so it's on the dash. Have it, and then one of those spiral cords coming from it or something like that. Just add more detail to it. Because this is one of those builds that you want a whole lot of detail in it. You might as well. I mean, there's nothing else going on. Rat's den. So there's that. And I think we're done, guys. I just wanted to show you how I was going to go about building a dash with some bead rolls in it. And I have more. I have quite a few more sheets to roll, more bead rolls in it. And keep trying it. If I get it better than that, then I can put a different dash in it. If not, that bead roller is pretty slick. I'll be using it more, that's for sure. I don't want to go through and make a tool like that and not use it and have all that aluminum. So okay, guys. Go to the other video if you haven't already and say I'm in to win your shot at winning that Ford GT. And it is gorgeous. I wonder if I could put them both on here. Yes. Have them teeter. Yeah. Of course, have them teeter. Wouldn't be Rat's Gang Amadeus without, risking it. Risk it for the biscuit. Tammy heats that. Tammy heats that saying. Okay, guys. I'll talk to you on the next one. And go go to the other video, my last video, and write "I'm in the comment section, and you will be in a drawing. I'm thinking about writing everybody's name out on the list, cutting it, folding it, and showing you putting it into the hat as I hand the hat to Tammy, moves her hand around. So it would be the most purest of fair games that you'll ever see in your life, because everything else seems to me to be unfair and biased. And I'm not that way. So I will figure out a way to make it the most purest form of giveaway for this Ford GT. You will love it. I can stare at this thing for hours and see more new stuff in it. Same thing with the NASCAR. I painted it the same way, just use different colors. Instead of going white first, I went with black. Same way I did on this car here. The GT, I had it black, painted black first. Then I masked it all out to keep the black, and then I painted it white, and then I dipped it for my nice tie-dye effect. That I like to call it tie-dye. I know other people don't call it that, but that's pretty much what it is. And the NASCAR, I painted it black, and the second I painted it, I dipped it immediately in some white. I sprayed some white on the top of the water, made sure there's specks and all sorts of real funky stuff in it. I put it in it, turned it around underwater, and then brought it back up through in a really neat spot. And I was able to get neat effects going across the trunk. There was a really neat effect going across that quarter panel on the passenger side, but it's covered up now with the big orange decal. So there's that. Well, I knew that would happen. Decals sometimes will cover over some of the neatest things that I've got painted, but you can't win them all. You can't win them all. You can roll the dice, go for broke, and then you come up with snake eyes. Okay, guys, I'm going to let you go, and I'll talk to you on the next one. Okay. Thanks for hanging out with me. Okay. Bye-bye.